right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is the first game of Qualifier action, and this is semi-final Qualifier action. And for our very first series, we're going to have a ZVP here between Sheth and Liquid HerO. And I'm so excited, man. This is going to be a pretty good set of games. As I understand, it's a best of 3. There are 2 teammates fighting against each other, and it is on the old map, Metalopolis.
God, I despise this map. It's still in so many tournaments, too. I feel like it's just a map that's been so figured out, and the attack paths are so static. There's only 2 paths you can go around, and it's so obvious as to which way your opponent's going. It's just a very straightforward map, not a lot of dynamic aspects to it, and it's so figured out. It doesn't make for good games.
The one thing about this map that can make a little bit of interesting stuff happen is, since there are 2 attack paths, sometimes in the late game you'll actually see players trade off and they'll go into like a base race situation.
Oh yeah.
One guy will take this path, the other guy's already going this way, it's too late for him to turn around, and then it comes down to the last base standing. And I don't know if you casted this with me. We casted Tan versus Symbol, a ZVZ I believe, and it came down to like the base race.
No
building
a couple mutas were left and it was the wrong map.
Prime situation of Metalopolis being a map where things can get interesting. It can get down to that base race situation, but other than that, it's a pretty standard map.
No, yeah, absolutely. There was a game in the GSL that I was watching the other night. Who was it between? Oh my god, I think it was between Polt and Top. Or no, anyway, it was GSL round of 8. I was watching it the other night. It was a TVT on Metalopolis, and it was one of the best games of StarCraft. One of the best games I've ever seen. God, I can't remember who was playing, but it was such a good TVT.
Was it better than Boxer and Rain?
Yes. In fact, yeah, I'll look up the name and mention it later on.
We'll get it later.
Such a good game, and I recommend everyone check that out. It was GSL Code S round of 8 TVT.
Excellent. Super good. Yeah. I got to get caught up a little more GSL stuff. I haven't been watching lately, but as I understand, the finals, or at least the rounds, are starting to narrow down. And, big news is we're going to have the GSL Grand Finals at BlizzCon as well, man. I'm so excited about that. So,
yeah.
So many different StarCraft 2 events that are going to be happening in October. We've got Atlantic City, which, by the way, guys, if you guys haven't purchased your tickets yet, go now. The weekend afterwards, me and you are probably going to be going to Orlando. MLG. And then the weekend after that, we've got BlizzCon.
Yeah.
This is going to be the most insane weekend ever.
It's just all esports all the time for the month of October. Starting October 6th and then ending on like the
21st.
21st. We are just esports mode all throughout the month, and I couldn't be any happier about it. I mean, if I'm going to be traveling, it better be for some esports.
Yeah, I have to absolutely agree with you there, man. And I'm so excited. I can't wait for October to come around. We've got one more month, and we'll see how it goes. But, yeah, this is going to be a ZVP, man, which is one of the matchups that I find the most difficult time with. But we'll see what Sheth does against HerO, and we'll see what HerO does against Sheth. He is going to be throwing down a Stargate, and an Overlord is going to see that Stargate as well.
Yeah, and he's going to be fully aware of this, and it's not an uncommon build to open with Stargate at all. Generally, you will see players expand before they take that Stargate, though. So this is actually a really early Stargate coming from HerO.
It's a fairly early Stargate.
It's literally the fastest possible Stargate he could grab.
That's kind of true.
Whether he goes with, he's going to open up with a Void Ray and probably kill off a couple Overlords, then follow that up with a few Phoenixes, see if he can get in there and pick off a Queen or some drones and do some damage.
Now, given these spawn points here, Sheth actually has a couple of options, and I've been seeing this the mass drop with Hydras work very well on this particular spawn position on Metalopolis as well. And when the Zerg goes on 2 base, gets a bunch of Hydras out, and then just goes Hydra drop right into the main before Colossus comes out, and it actually works out pretty well. And you'd have to think that with the Void Ray coming out, it's probably going to force Sheth to get Hydras anyways. So if he does decide to get that drop tech, we may see him, go in there and do some drop action.
Yeah, I could see that working out. I mean,
it works pretty well, man.
Hydras
I've tried it a few times.
Yeah, they're great against gateway units. They're good against Stargate units as well. Something that Sheth could also do is take a really quick third and then try and macro out of it and just reduce the damage taken from the Stargate units. The first Void Ray is out. Okay, so it is a Void Ray first. Yep. Going to pick off that Overlord, and he's going to head over to the airspace between their bases and try and find that other Overlord, and it looks like he already knows exactly where it is.
Well, he might miss it.
Oh, it's going to be close. Is he going to turn right?
No, I don't
and
think
head
so.
back? Yes, he is. Very smart by HerO.
Oh, he doesn't see it.
No
way.
Oh, he's
the
gonna see it.
Overlord's moving.
There we go. There we go.
But actually, HerO is distracted a little bit by the Lings attacking the front door. It looks like there are enough Zealots to just dice and slice those Zerglings away, and the Overlord does get picked off. So Sheth losing quite a bit of supply there, and some of his capacity as well, as the Nexus is now coming down for HerO. And do we have Hydras coming out for Sheth? He doesn't even have a lair yet.
Yeah, that was a big mistake by Sheth right there. He just wasn't watching his Lings. I think he was more concerned with saving that Overlord than actually microing the Lings at the front. He ended up losing all those Lings right there, and he didn't force any force fields, nothing like that. One drone will go down, a second drone will go down as well, and he'll pull out of there without taking any hull damage. Beautiful moves from HerO. Just getting the most out of that Void Ray. 2 Overlord kills, 2 drone kills, already paid for itself.
Yeah.
Definitely worthwhile. And
Not
he's
to
also got
mention-
all that air control as well.
Yeah, and that air control translates, of course, into Sheth not able to have Overlords around the map. So he's not going to have any ability to go in there and scout, at least until he gets lair up and he gets Overlord speed or something more mobile and quick than slow Overlord. And it looks like right now HerO is pushing out with just 1 gateway and 1 Stargate. No, just testing the waters a little bit. There are quite a few Lings from Sheth here trying to get that map control back in order for him, but you know, his Ling count could have been at least double this, man, and he could have had a much more significant threat than what he's got on the ground right now.
I totally agree, but you know, Sheth's got great macro, and a few Lings here and there is okay. He can definitely recover from it. He finally has taken the lead in supply, but I agree with you. He should be ahead in supply right now, clearly.
Yeah.
He's 65 to 64 right now. This is the stage of the game generally where you will see Zerg pull away from their opponent in supply, and then eventually you'll catch up later. But as is, you know, HerO's playing a really solid game. I feel like once HerO gets his Sim City at his natural, fully set up, and he can prevent any kind of Ling run-bys, if he gets a pylon behind that assimilator and maybe another building between the gas and the Nexus, he can then move out. And now that these 4 Phoenixes are out, which were all built completely hidden, by the way, Sheth did not know about these. Now they're in his main. A 5th Phoenix has joined the party. And they're going to be able to do quite a bit of damage here. I don't know what Sheth's going to be able to do about this. He's taking heavy losses.
He's trying to make Spore Crawlers right now, Pain User. He's trying to make 1 and a Hydralist then as well, but I don't think he can get Hydras out because he's about to be supply capped, losing a lot of Overlords there. The Queen's not getting picked up as well. However, the Overlords will stay alive, and he will have room to make Hydras as soon as that Hydra Den is ready. A Spore Crawler also burrowing itself down to protect the Queen. It looks like that Queen is going to go down as well, and so much larva production has been halted by the attack of Phoenix and Void Rays. And finally, we have 3 Hydralisks coming out, but I think that HerO is doing so much damage to Sheth. I don't know if he can recover from this.
Oh, wow. HerO finding a sweet spot right there to pick off the Evo Chamber before +1 finishes. That's huge. +1 will not get up. And oh my god, HerO is absolutely picking Sheth apart right now. Sheth taking so much damage, losing Overlords left and right. The key here, though, is that Sheth hasn't taken too much damage in the form of losing drones. He's lost a few Queens, he lost the Evo Chamber, he's going to be behind on upgrades, but he's managed to keep most of his drones alive, and that's going to be, I think, his saving grace coming out of this. HerO, though, just playing a great game so far. He's ahead in supply now, 91 to 87.
Right.
So taking the lead once again, and, you know, like we said earlier, this is the stage of the game where you'd really expect Zerg to be way ahead.
Oh, absolutely. But I have to call one thing to Sheth that was really, really brilliant of him, almost to say, because he saw those Phoenix coming in, and immediately, you know what he did? He produced about 6 or 7 Overlords, knowing that he was about to drop in capacity, and he was never under supply. I mean, you could see Overlords spawning out of eggs left and right, so he kept his supply up because he knew he needed to get Hydras out immediately. It looks like there is going to be an engagement here, but HerO may be overextending himself. Gonna lose a couple of Phoenixes.
Oh my god.
Just running out of Hyra right there. That's where your tax dollars come in, and another Phoenix
he accidentally stopped them within range of the Hydras on the high ground there, and he does pick off one of those Phoenixes, and that's so important because, you know, Phoenix is such an expensive unit. Even if they stay alive with a couple hit points and they regen those shields back, they can still use their Graviton Beam. They're still super effective.
Absolutely.
And that goes to say, I mean, it's the same thing with any Protoss unit. You want to kill them, obviously.
Great run-in with Lings here from Sheth here. He gets a scout out from the main. He should see the robotics facility as well, and he knows the timing on those Colossus right now, which should prompt him to go ahead and get a Spire, or at least Infestors. And yeah, he's got 4 Infestors on the way right now, Pain User, which is going to help him deal with the ground forces a little bit. Looks like he is going to possibly pick off another Phoenix as well. No, he's just going to ward that away. let's just look at the workers kill tab for now. 6 workers killed for HerO, which, you know, as a Zerg player, it's not all that bad considering he's about to be 4 bases.
That's what I was saying earlier. He hasn't taken much damage in the form of losing drones at all. And, you know, as Zerg, you can replenish queens, you can replenish lings. Quickly. It's not that big of a deal.
If anything, the setback from losing those queens is pretty much negated now. Because he's got all his queens back up, his supplies running strong. You know, kudos to Sheth for keeping it in there despite taking that serious harass.
Yeah, he's gonna get supply blocked pretty hard here at 134. Just now building an overlord, so he's gonna
3 overlords.
He's gonna be locked up for quite a bit here. That's a really hard supply cap at 134. But he's still doing. Ooh, and that
nice
Void Ray will go down right there. So Sheth gonna hold on to that 4th. It's not gonna get denied by the Void Ray. Let's take a look at HerO's army real quick. What has he been up to?
First Colossus now on the way.
First Colossus on the way, and he's just been building up a gateway ball. So
that's a second Colossus, excuse us.
There it is, second Colossus. He has a bunch of sentries.
This is getting pretty scary, the amount of sentries that have full energy. This is going to be pretty hard for Sheth to deal with. I'd almost like to see him get, well, he has infestors with fungal already, but you know, I'd love to see him go with some Baneling Overlord dropping as well, because this army is so fragile to just pooping Banelings. The Zealots and the Sentries can go down so quickly, even the Stalkers.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Baneling drops are something that we see. It's a very stylistic kind of thing. Some Zergs are willing to use Baneling drops,
about it, and some
aren't. Yeah, it just totally depends on the player. I don't know if I've ever seen Sheth use the Baneling drops very effectively.
It's going to come down to his fungals. And we do have the players taking different routes right now. It looks like Sheth deciding to fall back rather than go for the base race. He does have an infestor in the front. He can get a fungal growth off if he quickly hurries there. The creep speeding up the infestor. And is he going to get a fungal? No. Oh, Force Field's locking the path down as well. I think maybe HerO used that a little prematurely. He was definitely out of the way already.
Yeah, possibly lag, you know? Not sure what that was, but those were some... for sure premature.
Yeah.
Force fields right there.
Premature ejaculation.
Not even.
Have you heard it?
Yeah, no, I have. that was a premature ejaculation for sure. But he still has quite a few force fields. Trapping a single roach right there. I don't know if HerO wants to fight right now, though. He probably wants to build up those Colossus numbers. Sheth just going for broke here. Gonna engage. Can he get the neural parasites off? Can he get the fungals down? Beautiful force fields coming up.
There's a neuroparasite on one of the Colossus, a neuroparasite on a second Colossus, and the force fields are keeping the roaches and hydras at bay. It looks like the neuroparasite has been relinquished, and oh my goodness, Sheth's army is getting decimated by the army of HerO, and HerO's gonna push him all the way back. You know, that's the thing about dealing with force fields, man. Unless you get the perfect engage, you're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, he still managed to get those neural parasites off, and it wasn't even close to enough. He just lost his entire army right there.
He really needs corruptors right now.
Oh, man. HerO looking so smexy right now. He has good upgrades. He has 4 Colossus out on the field, and he is just going to push towards the natural right now. I don't know what Sheth is going to be able to do to stop this. He's scrambling to produce units right now. Weapons 2 about to finish for Sheth. I don't think that's going to be enough, though.
Oh, my goodness.
Great fungals going down, though.
Great fungals, but this army really isn't that susceptible to fungals at this point. I mean, it is going to keep the post locked down, and the flank of roaches coming in.
Beautiful.
It may just be enough to push HerO back, and it is. And thank goodness there's a little bit of residue creep right here, just allowing the roaches to get a little bit of that bonus, and they're going to pick off that last Colossus as well. And Sheth holds at his natural. A brilliant play by Sheth. However, HerO, the ever-present player, has expanded while attacking, so he has 4 bases right now, and he's got cannons here, so I don't think he's susceptible to a counterattack.
No, not right now, and he's going to be able to add so many gateways here and just power through into the late game. Does he have a wall at his 3rd there of gateways?
Absolutely,
He's got a full wall set up, okay. And going to get those Twilight upgrades as well.
That link was like...
yeah, trying to get in there and see what was going on. So many gateway units coming right now. He's still trying to build up on those Colossus numbers, though. One thing that I think is really going to play a role in the late game here is the fact that he lost all of those Colossus in that last fight.
It absolutely is. One thing that Protoss have to do against Zerg is make sure they keep that Colossus count up. Losing those Colossus is really going to hurt in the late game. I mean, he's got 1 on the field right now. However, the other thing you have to also consider is in the very late game against Zerg, your Colossus count isn't nearly as important because you actually want to start transitioning into getting a lot of Void Rays as well. And just a lot of Colossus can be actually pretty vulnerable against Broodlord Tech Switch. And we do have Broodlords on the way. I mean, at least Greater Spire is. So Sheth is about to get his super artillery anti-air out. And in response, HerO's going to have to either go with Mass Blink Stalker or get some Void Rays out.
Yeah, no doubt. Void Rays are really good at dealing with the Broodlord switch, but if you don't have the Void Rays ahead of time, much like you need Ghosts and Vikings in TVZ, it's the same kind of thing. You have to be prepared for the Broodlords ahead of time, and I don't think that HerO is. So if Sheth decides to attack here, though, before the Broodlords get out, he could be in huge trouble. Force Field's cutting everything in half. Great Fungals going down, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. I think Sheth's going to lose a majority of his army right here, which opens him to the potential counterattack from HerO right now.
Absolutely.
Sheth going to lose everything right here, but he's doing a lot of damage.
He is doing quite a bit of damage. In fact, he killed off, I think he killed off a Colossus. I'm not entirely sure. He did whittle down this army to a size that it's almost manageable if he can get reinforcements out in time, and we do have 11 Roaches and an Infestor on the way. I know we saw Corruptors as well. Are they morphing into Broodlords? No, we don't have any Broodlords ready to go. So it looks like HerO has an opportunity here to maybe push one of these hatcheries down. And oh no, if Sheth loses a hatchery here, there are Spine Crawlers to hold off for a couple of moments. He needs to get his reinforcements out right now, or he's going to risk losing one of his major resources, sources.
Yeah, you know what it looks like is going to happen here. It looks like Sheth is going to sacrifice his 4th and 5th in order to buy some time to get these Broodlords up. I don't know if it's going to be enough time. I think he will get the Broodlords up, and
I don't think he's morphing them, man.
He's not morphing any right
He's
now?
not morphing any Broodlords. He's leaving them as Corruptors. And he's going to lose 2 bases for this price. This is not worth it at all.
Yeah, that engagement over at the gold did not go so well for Sheth at all. Supplies right now 161 to 116. HerO with a great infrastructure right now.
Here we go.
Yeah, but it's too little too late. HerO might actually push into this look at no, he's gonna fall back.
I don't think he needs to risk pushing into the 3rd, because he knows that Sheth sacrificed 2 bases to stay alive in the game. So really, there's no point to push at this point. At least I think it's a risky maneuver, and he could just sit back and play macro because he's so far ahead right now.
Yeah, he's leagues ahead of Sheth right now. He's so far ahead in supply. Broodlords will end up popping, so they will get up, but Broodlord Infestor is an amazing composition in any matchup. It's just so good. Broodlord, Corruptor, Infestor. It's like you take air dominance. You have the most powerful air unit. Well, I wouldn't say that, but you have a very powerful air-to-ground air unit with a lot of range. And
you need some Roaches, though, I think. Just as a backbone on the ground. There are some right there.
Here we go.
We do have the engagement right here. Fungals going down and locking those Stalkers and Colossus as well. And the Broodlord's just wailing away. And here, if Sheth can kill off these 2 Colossus, that would be huge. He is going to get the Colossus down. But, oh man, HerO's just coming out with so many reinforcements. This could be the finishing blow. Not quite yet. I think HerO may just back up. He's making more Stalkers. He may need to get some Void Rays out as well, and then he'll be able to probably crush Sheth.
Yeah, HerO's just taking his time here. He's playing with his food a little bit, I would say.
A cat with his food.
A cat with his food right now.
Liquid
but he's going to push here, and it's just going to be absolutely devastating. He has so many Stalkers right now.
They can just blink right under those Broodlords, and you can just kiss those Broodlords goodnight.
Running around with their little toothpick legs. Just poking the ground everywhere.
They do have little toothpick legs.
I know they do.
They should have the ability to like walk over Zergling and kill it. If they were,
stab it.
Shank
it as they run by. Just like yeah, that's what Stalkers need, a melee mode.
Yeah, no, I don't know about that.
Get out of here.
Can you imagine that they would get like little roach melee mode too?
It would be pretty funny though.
It would be funny. Well, it looks like they are walking around here stabbing the ground, checking for stuff, and they are going to see a hatchery right here, which are going to be able to harass the drones, which actually hurts Sheth quite a bit. This is really his only next mining expansion, and things are just getting bad, man.
So I know Zealots, when they die, right?
Yeah, they go to iron.
They have their souls instantly, their souls instantly get transported.
It's a pretty sweet life, man.
And then they used to respawn as Dragoons.
Yeah.
Now, do they respawn as Stalkers?
No,
Stalkers
I think Dark Templars respawn as Stalkers. I think. I could be wrong. I would say enough up to date with the Protoss or StarCraft 2 lore in general.
Okay, that actually beautiful feedbacks going down.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
From HerO right there.
What do Infestors respawn as? I don't think they get the luxury.
Zerg just like melts into the creep. and then
The
it
creep
becomes
re-
nutrients
yes.
for everything, and then they just they just respawn as whatever.
Well, the creep here is certainly going to get a lot of nourishment because
Huge
HerO is
blink
going to
right
come
there.
in and he's going to destroy everything. The Broodlord's just popping apart. All the roaches going down, and this is certainly going to be game for Sheth. But guys, this is only the first game. It is a best of 3, which means we will have a second game coming up. Sheth fighting quite well, giving the GG to his teammate, and that's it.
Beautifully orchestrated game by HerO right there, just solid all across the board. Great early harass. I like the opening, especially on Metalopolis, where your natural's a little bit more exposed. He just went for that super quick Stargate. Did so much damage with his harass. Didn't kill that many drones, but still just a great game from HerO. Look at his cash money at the end there.